Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm super excited to bring you today's project, and I think you're going to love it. Have you ever wanted to create your own security system? Well, today, we're doing just that. In this project, we'll be building a simple security system using the ESP32 microcontroller, a PIR sensor, and a buzzer to alert you when motion is detected. It's a super practical project that combines basic electronics with some easy-to-learn coding, and it's perfect whether you're a beginner or just looking for a fun project to dive into. We'll walk through everything from setting up the hardware and wiring the components to writing the code, and then finally testing it to make sure everything works. And of course, along the way, I'll be giving you some useful tips and tricks that can help with other projects too. So if you're ready, let's dive in. Before we get into the fun part, let's go over the parts and tools you'll need for this project. Don't worry if you're unfamiliar with any of these components. I'm going to explain each one and walk you through how to use them. Here's what you need to get started. An ESP32 microcontroller, a PIR sensor, a buzzer, jumper wires, a breadboard, not that kind of breadboard, yeah, that kind of breadboard, oh my god, a USB cable, and a computer running the Arduino IDE. If you're confused at what all this means, that's okay, because now let's take a closer look at the components to better understand how they work. This will help you see the bigger picture and know exactly what's happening at each of the steps. First, let's talk about the PIR motion sensor. As I mentioned, it detects infrared radiation. This is the type of radiation emitted by warm objects, like humans and animals. When someone walks in front of the sensor, the change in infrared radiation triggers a signal. That's how it detects motion. The sensor doesn't need to see anything, it just detects heat. This is what makes it really good for detecting movement in low light or total darkness, which is why it's commonly used in security systems. Next, let's take a look at the ESP32. This microcontroller is a step up from the basic Arduino boards, offering more power and versatility. The ESP32 is great because it has built-in Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, making it ideal for IoT projects. In our case, we'll be using it to control the PIR sensor and buzzer. The ESP32 is capable of handling more complex projects, and as you get more experienced, you can integrate things like cloud services, sensors, or remote control. Finally, here's our buzzer. It's a simple device that emits a loud sound when activated. The Paiseo buzzer we're using is a great option because it's small, energy efficient, and can produce a loud sound enough to alert you. In our project, the buzzer will sound when the ESP32 gets a signal from the PIR sensor. You can think of the buzzer as the alarm for the system. Let's move on to connecting everything together. Firstly, the buzzer positive goes to a GPIO pin. The buzzer negative goes to ground. The PIR positive goes to 5 volts, and the PIR negative goes to ground. The PIR signal goes to GPIO, and then plug in a USB cable to the computer. With our circuit set up, it's time to program the ESP32. Open up the Arduino IDE and let's write some code. First, we'll include the necessary libraries for the ESP32. You can find these in the library manager. The first thing we'll do is set our pin numbers for the PIR sensor and the buzzer. In the setup function, initialize serial communication and set the pin modes. Finally, in the loop function, check if the PIR sensor is triggered. If it is, turn on the buzzer and print a message to the serial monitor. Now that we've written the code, let's upload it to our ESP32. Make sure to click the correct COM port and board in the Arduino IDE. Click on the Upload button and watch as it completes and transfers the code. Time for the moment of truth. Let's set up our system and see if it works. I've placed the PIR sensor here, and I'll step into range to trigger motion detection. And there we go. The buzzer's sounding, which means the motion has been detected. Pretty cool, right? Enhancements. Let's kick something off with something really cool. Bluetooth access control. With Bluetooth, you can enable local access to arm or disarm your security system without needing an internet connection or a mobile app. Imagine walking up to your security system and instead of needing a password or logging into a web portal, you simply connect your phone via Bluetooth and press a button to arm or disarm the system. This adds an extra layer of convenience, especially if you're close in proximity to the system, and it's also a great way to make your setup more user-friendly. By using the integrated Bluetooth module, you can implement a simple access control feature, where the PIR sensor only triggers the buzzer or sends notifications when the system is armed. When disarmed, the system won't react to any motion, saving you for unnecessary alarms. Next, let's improve the flexibility of your system with PIR sensitivity control. Sometimes a PIR sensor might be too sensitive, picking up small animals or even slight movements like curtains blowing in the wind. By adding a way to control or adjust the sensitivity of the PIR sensor, you can fine-tune your security system to work exactly as needed. This could be done using a simple potentiometer or, for more advanced setups, a remote control via Bluetooth or even through a web interface. This feature is great for tailoring the system to different environments, whether it's indoors with little movement or outdoors where you might want more sensitivity to detect intruders at a distance. Now let's talk about remote notifications. One of the most useful features for any security system is the ability to get alerts when motion is detected. With an ESP32, you can easily set up notifications to be sent via a cloud platform like ThinkSpeak. This can trigger push notifications or even SMS alerts, so you're instantly notified if someone walks by your PIR sensor. By sending data to the cloud, we can track motion events and receive real-time updates no matter where you are. You'll also be able to monitor your system remotely and stay on top of any potential security breaches. Next, we can add some motion event logging. It's always a good idea to keep track of when motion is detected, especially if you're using this system for security or surveillance. One way to do this is by integrating an SD card module into your project. When motion is detected, you can log the event with a timestamp next to a text file on the SD card. This is great for reviewing activity over time, and in case you need to analyze patterns or troubleshoot. Alternatively, you could upload the logs to the cloud for easy access and long-term storage. And lastly, if you're planning to use your PIR sensor in an outdoor environment, let's talk about weatherproofing. While the ESP32 is great for indoor projects, it can get damaged quickly if exposed to the elements. By adding a weatherproof enclosure and using components that are rated for outdoor use, you can ensure that your security system remains reliable, rain or shine. You could also integrate temperature or humidity sensors to monitor environmental conditions, adding more intelligence to your system. For example, if the system detects extreme weather conditions, it could automatically disable certain sensors or change its behavior to adapt to the situation. This improvement is perfect for anyone using the PIR system as a part of a home or property security setup, especially in areas with harsh weather conditions. Thanks for joining me on this project. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more cool electronics projects. Comment below with your ideas, or if you've built your own security system. Until next time, happy building.